everybody. Welcome to Mediumship and Messages with Spirit Medium Laura. Depends on what day you talk to me. I keep changing the name of the show, but lately I'm calling it Spirit Sent, S-C-E-N-T, Laura, for Mediumship and Messages, meaning that Spirit has sent me to you. And I also work with essential oils in addition to being a direct channel to Spirit communications. I'm kind of hyper today, maybe because I'm rested. Yay! So please bear with me if I seem a little bit overly hyper. There is a website for the show. It's spiritmediumtv.com, and there you can find a variety of goodies for you. First thing I want to say is I might be changing this show, and so you might want to join my mailing list to find out where it goes and how to get your readings in the future. Also, you'll get a free numerology report if you do that. So go to spiritmediumtv.com, and on the sidebar, you'll see join mailing list here. And as soon as you join, you'll be sent a whole bunch of gifts, as well as be kept in the loop about the radio show. Also on spiritmediumtv.com, you can get a sale on a private session with me. What a concept, right? You get, I call it now the 3 for free. You get a third more time free in your private session with Laura when you use the event code radio show. And the booking link and everything is there. It's item 4 on spiritmediumtv.com, and that's the 3 for free. You can also donate so you can jump to the top of the queue. I always get more people than I can get to waiting for messages. So at spiritmediumtv.com, you can be guaranteed with the 8 no wait. To jump the gate, 8 no wait. It's a donation of only $8 allows you to be ensured that you will get a reading on the show. And oh, this is really important. I'm actually live in a video there. On Spirit Medium TV. It's like number 3 down the page. You'll see me in a live video. And if you want to, if you're feeling adventurous, you can actually jump into that video. You just click here to enter video at item 3 on spiritmediumtv.com. You click on the word here. And I ask you, don't mute your mic. I tell you to mute your mic, but I wouldn't know that you're there unless your mic is making noise. So you get priority in the queue if you do that. That's item 3 on spiritmediumtv.com. If you join the video, you get priority in the queue. In other words, I get to you. I read you before other people. Oh, Andrea disappeared. Okay, and we got 303, which I haven't gotten to yet. Maybe Susie will be able to open up that. I always give priority to people who want other side connections. So if you're waiting for another side connection, you're going to have to let Susie B know, or you're going to have to put it in the chat room or something, because if you don't let her know, I won't know. Or if you don't put it in the chat room, I won't know, because right now I don't have anybody. And I do have a donation from Donna, who I'm waiting to see when she shows up, and she has a live question, just to let you know. So basically the show is do a focus subject, which is usually healing of some sort. Then I do a group message, and then I go to the phone lines. So if you're listening to this at a future point in time, you now have your roadmap, your agenda for the listening. And if you're looking just to get samples of my readings, you need to go around 15 minutes to 20 minutes into the audio. Okay, oh, we've got some interesting names in the chat room. Jazz Kite or Jazz Kai Tennis. That's an interesting one. And then we have Miss Pretty. That's an interesting one. Okay. All right, so what is the focus subject for today? Well, I promised you on Monday that I would do another healing, and I have 2 different kind of healings I'm using lately. And all the healings really is a way to help you reach goals in life. What do you want? What's your heart's desire? Many of you have heard of law of attraction or how to manifest, and you've been sold a bill of goods. And you might be trying to, say your affirmations and getting nowhere, right? I know I have had that experience. And affirmations do work. creating a script and listening to it over and over again of what you want in your life as if it's arrived. It does work. But it works faster, and you can bring things in a lot easier if you unblock the belief systems that you have surrounding the goals and desires you want. So, for example, if you want financial security and independence, and you were growing up in a home where there was never any money to pay the bills, you might have a block about money. You might believe that you can only earn so much money, or money is scarce and it's really hard to make. Whatever you were fed, or whatever your mind created or surrounded the issue, stays with you longer than it needs to stay with you to protect yourself. In other words, we create our belief systems to protect ourselves from something that's painful, and then when the situation changes, we still have this scar tissue around the painful item, right? So today we're going to do something to release some of that scar tissue relative to a goal you have. I won't say might have, because we all have goals. So for example, my sister had a goal that she could sleep 7 hours through the night without waking up soundly. So the first thing we're going to need to do is get our supplies together. Then we're going to set a goal. Then we're going to use an archetype system to find our block. Every single person is intuitive. You may not know it, but I'll prove it to you right now. When you dream at night, you are accessing dream symbols. And dream symbols are archetypes. Everybody that's alive has access to symbols. And that's the Jungian philosophy of archetypes, if you will, in the collective unconscious. We're always dipping into it and bringing in meaning. Dipping into it and bringing in meaning. So today we're going to use some of that. Okay? So if you have a moment to get a pen and a pad, a pencil and a pad, something to write with, and something to write on. And if you also can find yourself some essential oils of quality, because we will be breathing them in. So if you have any essential oils, please let them be organic, therapeutic grade oils. And have that, make sure that it is so, because oils can be very, anything can be toxic. If you breathing it in, it's not of the highest quality if it's filled with fillers and synthetic chemicals. We don't want that in our body, right? Okay. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to do before we do it, and then we'll get right into doing it. Okay. Now that you have all your tools. By the way, if you don't have any oils, just think of something that you like to smell that makes you relax. That's the most critical one. It makes you relaxed because you'll use a symbol instead of the oil for this exercise. And then if you can get the oils later on, you can do this over and over again. Okay? Which brings me to the next point of where am I getting this from? In case you do want to do it over and over again. Well, first of all, it'll be recorded here, but you might want to refer to it in writing. And I may be making an actual video of it. I don't know. So it is called Chakra Essential Oils, and it's one of my pages on my website, not one of my posts. And if you want to find it, just search for Chakra Essential Oils in the search box, which is on the sidebar, and you will be led to this particular page. I hope so. Yes, you are led to that page. So it's Chakra Essential Oils. Just find it by going to my sidebar on my website. And the page on my website is the page for this radio show, which is spiritmediumtv.com. And when you're on a page of my website, there's a sidebar. And if you scroll down, you'll see a search box. And put in there Chakra Essential Oils and click on the magnifying glass, and you will be taken to this particular page. So what we're going to do now is a little relaxation. And I will use this also as preparation for our group message in a moment. So everyone listening, if you would please sit back, uncross. Well, actually, before I do that, I do need to review a few other things. So let's stay in our regular mind for a moment or two longer. So we're going to go through 3 different phases in this healing. A revealing phase where we're going to learn going to reveal what our goal is, what we really want, and what the block is. Then we're going to go through the releasing phase. That's the phase where we release the block. That's the healing. And then we're going to go through the renewing phase where we set an affirmation. We say an affirmation and we anchor it. And there are 7, we're going to be using the number 1 through 7. I will not reveal what that means just yet because I don't want to influence you. But that will be our archetype system, our symbol system. And I've already mentioned the tools you need. And now we will go into the healing. And so everybody listening, if you please sit back, uncross your arms and legs, and focus on breathing from your abdominal area. Breathing in deeply. And relaxing on the exhale. I would like you to start thinking of what you really, really want in your life. If it's employment, or maybe it's just so much money you don't have to work. Maybe it's your own business. Maybe it's passive income. Maybe it's the love of your life sweeping you off your feet. Maybe it's the healing of a child that you have, or your own healing, or healing of a loved one, physical healing. Take a moment to think about what you really, really want. And I'd like you to write it down. It needs to be stated in the now. It needs to be quantifiable, or quantified rather, with a timeline associated with it. So for example, for the sleeping example I used earlier, the goal is I sleep a full 8 hours a night starting tonight. So the goal is I sleep. The quantifiable part of it is a full 8 hours a night. And the timeline of deliverable is tonight. Okay? I'll give yourself a moment to write down your goal right now. And as a note to you, if you use a certain Young Living oil, Awaken, Highest Potential, or Clarity, can help you set a good, clear goal for yourself. So keep that in mind. I do sell these oils. I don't have a link on how to buy them through me right on this page. So you can always call me or contact me if you're interested. I will put a link there though. I will be putting a link there. And so now we're going to use a symbolism system. I call it Soul Talk Magic. As a matter of fact, I should probably have this patented because I never heard of anybody else using it, but I used to use it all the time, and it's exceptionally accurate. And it's accurate because you have access to symbols intuitively. You're all plugged in 24/7. So what I want you to do is listen to me read off the following numbers. And one of the numbers is going to light up for you. And that would be the block that your soul wants you to review today. We always have many, many blocks. The block related to you getting to your goal will be revealed as I read off the numbers. So just listen up and just relax. No anxiety, please, no worries. And be certain that you will get a number that pops up for you. And any number you get is correct, so don't have any anxiety associated with this, because you can do this exercise again and again, unblocking various aspects of yourself. Okay? So whatever number you get is correct. Here we go with the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Write down your number. Good. And now I'm going to tell you what the numbers stand for, and then you'll write down the area that's blocked for you. Each number is a chakra. And number 1 is the root chakra. Number 2 is the sacral chakra. Okay. Number 3 is the solar plexus. Number 4 is the heart. Number 5 is the throat. Number 6 is the third eye. And number 7 is the crown. So write down the chakra that's blocked on you. And all of the meanings of the chakra and the oils for each chakra is also mentioned on this page, which can be found by searching for chakra essential oils on my website. And now I'm going to jumpstart you getting information, because I'm going to tell you what each chakra means, and then I want you to write that down. I'm only going to give you one word for each chakra, okay? And then I want you to write down anything that you can think in the area or the category of that particular chakra that pops into your head. So for example, if you got the number 1, that's the root chakra, and that stands for scarcity. I want you to write down next to that any idea that pops into your head about scarcity in your life. Okay, so that's the number 1. Number 2 is sacral chakra. I would say that's creativity or sexuality. That's number 2, sacral chakra. Creativity or sexuality. Anything that comes to mind in your life that's a block related to that. Number 3, if you got the number 3, that's solar plexus. That would have to do with self-esteem. Self-esteem. Number 4 is the heart chakra. Anything to do with love. Anything to do with love. Number 5 is the throat chakra. Anything to do with communicating your truth. Anything to do with communication, throat chakra. Number 6 is third eye. Anything to do with you using your intuition or psychic gifts. And number 7 is the crown. Anything to do with your connection to source. Write down anything you get. Now we're going to get ready to remove the block. If you have a young living oil with you, stress away, release, inner child, lavender, frankincense, sacred frankincense, or any other oil that is soothing, healing, and nurturing, get that ready now. Okay, put a little in a couple of drops in one of your hands, rub them together, and get ready to continue with this remembering. So continue to remember that thread, that event that's related to your block. And breathing in the correct oil as you remember that event. Observe yourself and see if you feel any shifts. When you do feel a shift, get ready for the next thing I'm going to tell you to do. Continuing to breathe until you get a shift. I now want you to channel in the color for your chakra. So if you got the number 1, it would be red. Number 2, it would be coral. Number 3, it would be yellow. Number 4, it would be green. Number 5, it would be blue. Number 6, it would be indigo, and number 7 would be violet. Just imagine that you're channeling in through that chakra the correct color. Okay, now we're ready to anchor this, renewing our energy. Now each chakra has an affirmation, but I gave you the basic word for your chakra. So the affirmation is, I am this or that, whatever the opposite is. For example, the root chakra was scarcity, so I am abundant. Okay. For the sacral, it was creativity. So the affirmation is, I am creative. Okay. If it's solar plexus, number 3, the affirmation is, I am perfectly confident. Number 4, heart, I am perfect love, or I am love. So whatever it is that that particular chakra is about, you're going to put an I am in front of that. Okay, so throat is I'm perfect communication. That's number 5. Number 6 is I am perfect intuition. And number 7 is I am perfect connection to God, or to source, whatever your terminology is. So get ready with that now. If you need help with this, and well, you don't know if you need help or not yet with this, but if you wanted to use an essential oil to help you reach goals with affirmations, there are 3 oils that are excellent for this from Young Living. I'm sure there are other good oils out there. Believe, transformation, or highest potential. Believe, transformation, or highest potential would be breathed in at this time. But let me go through everything we're going to do now. So you have your affirmation. So I want you to get ready to stand in a power pose, or at least be familiar with what a power pose is if you're doing this at a future time. A power pose would be your feet slightly wider than your hips, and one example is your hands over your head in mountain pose, this yoga position, or on your hips like Wonder Woman, or on your heart. You can have them outstretched, just as if you want to hug someone and asking something to come to you, or releasing something. Those are some examples, but a power pose has been scientifically proven to increase hormone levels that help you set intentions or reach goals. Okay? And it should be something that feels right to you. I just made some examples. So what we're going to do now is we're going to breathe our oil. We're going to say our affirmation for that chakra, and then we're going to stand in a power. We're going to stand in a power pose, breathe our oil, state our affirmation. Before we do this, though, we need to add to that affirmation. For example, if your block was security, which is the root chakra, and you say I am secure as your affirmation, you also need to add in your I am for your goal. So if it is I am secure and sleep a full 8 hours every night, that could be it, right? Starting now, or whatever your affirmation is. An affirmation is personal. I'm just giving you a jump start with the chakras, but whatever it is that you're looking for, whatever your goal is, put an I am in front of that as if you have it now, present tense. And you've got your affirmation. It needs to be simple, and it needs to make you feel like you've just been given a huge stoke of mountain air. Really great. Okay? So, and I forgot to mention earlier, but if you don't have oils, then just imagine you're smelling something that's a really lovely smell, like rose petals, for example. So let's have you stand up. You can't stand up, then just do it from where you are. Just do it the best you can. Imagine that you're smelling your particular oil. If you have something that's very motivating, put it in the palm of your hands, rub it together and smell it in. And then state your affirmation. I am perfectly secure and sleep 8 hours every night starting now. And that would be it. That's your healing. Okay, and to make this really stick, it's recommended to do your affirmations 2 times every day for 2 minutes each, morning and night, and do at least 3 days in a row of that. Okay, I am now going to go to Donna, who has made a donation, And I wonder what happened to Andrea. She must have had to run for some reason. Maybe she was calling during lunch or something. Okay. Oh, and poor 858 and 646 were dropped. All right, coming to Donna. I know that's Donna. Donna. Hi, sweetheart. Go ahead, honey. Okay.
You know, because it depends on what I do, you know, because will there be the housing there? Services, these people coming from overseas to take advantage of the tax.
I'm not sure I understand you, sweetie, but don't talk right now. Just give me a chance to give you why I don't understand it, okay? Are you at you? I know you want to know if something is going to work for you long term, but I'm not sure what your business is that you want to do there. Is it the real estate business? Is that what it is that you're going to do there? Just so I don't need all that, Donna, honey, Donna. I'm just trying to get you succinct so I can get an answer. I know you don't understand this about me, but if you give me too much information, I get confused, and I don't want to be confused. I just want to go for the jugular. The other thing I need to say to you is you cannot rely completely your future on a psychic reading. You need to do you have to do your own research. You have to use your own intuition too, because a psychic is good, but we have no way to I have no way to know if what I'm giving you is correct. Okay. I have no way. And I feel a little nervous about this for you because I feel like your whole life is like as if you're walking a tightrope right now. That's what you've made me think. So I need you. I'm going to say the first thing I'm going to say as part of your message today is you need to feel completely comfortable and confident with what you're doing with your money, and not rely 100% on a psychic. Because this is the third time we're working on this together, and that to me means you're very nervous about this, and I can't get rid of that. You know, I can't get rid of your nervousness. You have to take responsibility for doing this on some level. Now, the best I can do is give you what I'm getting. So you're asking me for long term, will real estate prices improve in Puerto Rico? The less I know, by the way, the better you are with your answer. However, I do happen to know that Puerto Rico's almost gone bankrupt recently. I think it was the whole territory or something like that. They wanted the federal government to bail them out. And I don't think Obama agreed to do that or something. That's the only thing I really know about Puerto Rico, other than it's pretty. And I've been there a few times. So now let me go to that. And by the way, Chris, I don't know if you know what, you probably don't know, but the male that I saw in Keller Williams was about, he's a little bit smaller, stockier build with dark hair and a brownish skin. He's very energetic, he's stockier build. And very, very energetic, quick-wit, very fast-moving. That could be Chris, who's, who Maria reports into. But I just wanted to add that in. Okay. Now, moving into your question, I'm going to give you whatever I get, but again, I'm warning you that this is only psychic information and should be used as inspiration, but not the absolute, okay? Especially when a lot of money is involved and the whole life is involved. Okay, so let me go to that, honey. Hold on. Will real estate improve for investments in Puerto Rico, yes or no? And you're going for high-end kind of property. All right, let me just, all right, okay, hold on. Yes, it will improve over time, but not immediately. And there will be a time where you have to hold the properties for a bit. So this has to be a long-term plan, and you need to have, how are you going to maintain the property? I guess you're assuming rental or short-term rentals, things like that, while you're looking for price appreciation of the property. So that suggests that you can't flip it immediately, okay? I also, and I'm going to look at that in more detail in a moment. I'm also getting Germany, or a lot of people from Europe, particularly Germans, are a good target market for you. For some reason, they bring me to that as your overseas buyers. Let me see about flipping the property. Yeah, see what I see here is that the properties are going to sort of like just stabilize and kind of plump along for a while. So if you're going to try to flip them, it's going to be a little difficult. Donna, are you there? Oh, what happened? Oh, Donna, I think Susie accidentally opened your line. Did you hear what I said, honey? I'm sorry. All right. Well, what I just said is my eyes were closed, and when I opened them, Susie had opened your line because she didn't realize that I was talking to you. So anyway, I'm trying to make a long story short here. I see the properties in a position, not moving up right away, just plopping along for the near future. Up and down, up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit. And with your nature and the way you've been acting, I would assume you're going to be scared to death because I don't see you can flip them. If you are going to invest here, you need to have a plan of rentals in the short term so that you can cover the overhead of the property until you can flip them. Or somehow you have to cover the property until you flip them.
No, I'm not flipping it all.
Oh, okay. And let me just say this. I do see the property value appreciating over time, but that's 5 to 10 years. So if you're thinking of rental, I'm seeing rental would work. I also feel nervous because I know you have a lot at stake here. So this is just, one person to another kind of thing. Let's see if we can come up with a way for you to make sure that other people are doing this already and that everything the psychic said is correct. So if you can find yourself another investor, or if you have anybody you know, rather than just going into this blindly, I would suggest you do that. Do you have anyone you know? Okay. Let me just look. Okay, well, it's the answer so far has been to rent it. Let me see if you find renters. Yeah, you would find short-term rental income very good there. It's a good location. And you would like it very much. Again, I'm being positive. You would like it very much. It would get you out of where you are now, this place. I would also get you out for some reason, out and about with people more, enjoying the location, everything. I know you're not going to enjoy anything if you're not making money, but what I'm seeing is as a tourist industry, Puerto Rico still does very well and will continue to do so. I'm going to look at the fall and hurricanes, see what's going on with that. Yeah. I don't see any hurricanes in the near future to directly impact Puerto Rico. There may be one or two that are nearby, but not to completely obliterate the properties there. That is a consideration. So when you're interviewing, for properties, you're interviewing realtors as they're showing you property. You need to ask about how the property has been built, how it sits in terms of its building codes for hurricanes, because you need to find high quality properties that are undervalued, that are also hurricane resistant. You need to do some research on hurricane resistance. So you're not just buying any old property to fall apart. So a lot of it is research, love. And I know you're doing your due diligence, and I know this is part of it, but I keep getting positives on this for you. But again, because there's so much is at stake for this, it's a big life decision. You need to dot all your I's, cross all your T's, and double check everything with as many cross references as possible. Okay, my dear? Yeah, I'm hearing short-term. I'm hearing short-term rentals, high-end property, and very high quality building, so that it's not going to be obliterated during a hurricane. And that you would, and again, another message, you will make money on this. That's another message that just came in. Again, don't trust me completely, but that was your message. Okay. All right. Yeah, but you can see, you need to do due diligence out. I'm part of your due diligence. So psychic is part of it. Okay, but not all of it. There you go. All right, sweetheart. You have a beautiful day. All right, love. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Thank you, love. Oh, and thank you for your donation. Bye-bye, honey. Thank you, honey. Yeah, Donna made a donation, which goes in parts to help animals. The 808 on spiritmediumtv.com. Okay, so now we're going to go to the person who's waiting the longest, which would be Jane. We had a lot more people. People got dropped or had to run back to their jobs, I guess. Hi, Jane.
Hello.
I'm good, love. I forgot what your question is, but could you please restate it for me? Your current work situation. Okay. I'm going to start with something very simple, and I'll come back in a second. Jane, work. Not good for you. Toxic. You're looking for something that would be a little bit more, they use the word egalitarian, in other words, equal opportunity, make good opportunity for you, but also that there wouldn't be as much toxicity there, and that the toxicity has to do with equal rights, people not treated fairly there, and you're not being treated fairly there. You will get ahead in another employment situation that will be coming to you shortly. It does feel like it would be government employment or something that's fairly institutional, if you will, to allow you to move closer to your goal, which seems to be retiring. And they're using the word early retirement. Are you looking for something that has a pension or that can get you through to retirement in the soonest time frame possible, Jane? Because that's kind of where I'm getting here. You will get that. All right. Well, you will be getting that, love, and you need to look for something very secure. It does feel like it's a government job or a utility job or something that is, like a rock kind of employment where, you're not going to get laid off suddenly. I don't feel it's at all related to the employer of now. Like, I don't feel it's another branch of the government. I don't think you're in the government now, but whatever you're doing now is extremely toxic. They're not employing people properly. They're not utilizing personnel properly. There's a lot of meanness. There's a lack of clarity. People are underutilized. People are not pushed ahead. They're not developing employment. And you need a place where things are done according to rules versus whims. And that's why, another reason why I get this very steady, stable employment situation. And you will get that very soon. I just want to give you a clue as to what to do next. Hold on. Hold on. What should she do next, please? You will find employment close to home. You don't need to look that far or that high or that wide. You already have put in some applications. One of them will come through. I see 3 applications. One of them will come through that has the best money of the 3, and the one that you're wanting the most. Oh, your lucky day. Although you've put it as, although you've given it the lowest priority because it's the one you want the most. In other words, you think it's least likely, but it will come through. And that's the one you're going to get. Yeah, and it uses your educational background. Even though you've never been able to find employment that uses your educational background, that's why you've always been behind the 8 ball. This job will use your background, and that's why the pay is higher. Because what you do, or what you're trained to do, is a fairly specialized thing. And so you've never really been able to get full remuneration for the skill level you have. You've always been underutilized. So this job is going to be like, wow, I'm finally getting employed and paid properly for what I know how to do. Yay. Finally. Right away. Right away. Right away. You're not going to have to wait that long. By the end of September, you'll know all you need to know about this. These are all the messages coming through. It's like you're going to have it right away. You don't have to wait because you already applied, and you will be getting that particular job that you do have the skills for. And you're thinking, I can't get it because I've never been able to get the job that I want that's utilizing my background, right? Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I get, honey. And if you haven't applied, which I think you have, but if you haven't, just keep applying. But I think it's the least likely one, but the one you want the most is the one that's going to come through for you. And by the way, you have a right to this job. So you need to get out of the idea of like it's least likely. I don't want you to have any negativity around it. I want you to think that you're entitled to it. This is what you're trained in. This is what you would like the most, and it's here. And the only reason that you haven't gotten this kind of job yet is because the timing wasn't right. But the timing is right now, and it's coming to you. All right. Thank you very much, Jane, sweetheart. Get ready for success. You're welcome, honey. Bye-bye, love. Thanks. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm now moving to Catherine, who's been a sweetheart waiting all this while. Hey, Catherine, what can we do for you today, darling? Okay, I need a question. Otherwise, I'm going to go to animal, vegetable, mineral and figure it out. I like a question if you have one. All right, let's see. Since you're not sure what your question is, I am going to go to Spirit and see what they have to say. Hold on, Catherine, 864. No, you're very confused about something in your life. You're not getting enough information or data to really make a decision. And that's what the issue is here. It does have to do with love life. It feels like there's a secretiveness on the part of the other individual. It's not fully letting you into his heart. And let me see if I can get a little bit more, honey, before I come back to you on this. I don't feel he's in the house with you now. In other words, he's not in your home with you. Would you agree to that, please? There's no one in your home right now, correct? All right. He's outside the home, meaning he just doesn't live with you or anything, not married to you right now. However, there is a man in your life, and I do feel he does like you very much, but he's very secretive, very, very secretive. And it almost is making you wonder if he's got another woman or what the problem is here, because he's not really giving you the full, he's not revealing his card deck to you, his hand to you. He's not really letting you in to know more about this. So now I need to confirm before I build. You have somebody that you're thinking of right now, please, Catherine? And he's secretive, correct? Okay, so then for you, then you know who the man is. You're really asking about this man, and you're not sure if he likes you or not, or what his intentions are. Is that correct? All right. Okay, but I get such a feeling behind this that he's not letting you know. He's not letting you know something, and he is very secretive. It's more than, I'm saying more than what you're saying, and I will stick with that for a moment. I need his initials, please. Just his initials, first and last. R.A. R like in Robert, A like in Angelo. Hold on. R.A. Let me go to detail level on R.A. for Catherine, who's a very lovely woman. Well, I already said he really likes you. No, does. Hold on. Hold on, honey. I just need to go a little deeper with him. I feel he wants to give you a gift or something. I see roses and chocolate, symbolic, meaning something more, like as if you're going to get to another level of commitment. He doesn't want to tell you, okay, he doesn't want to tell you something about his past, something that he's still getting over. But this will be revealed in the next few weeks, 4 to 5 weeks. You'll be learning something more about him that has held him back from making a commitment thus far. Once he lets it out of the bag, all will be fine. It was a matter of whether or not you could accept something about him, which I think you already are. I'm here, you're dying to know what this is. I don't mean right now in this reading, but I think that you already know there is something about him from his past that maybe you don't know. And you sort of said no to that before, but I'm kind of getting it again. So I'll leave that alone, honey. You can mull that over on your own. But I get a feeling that there's something that he's not told you about his past. But once it's out, once it's cleared with you, he will be more forthcoming about his future with you. And I want to see what that is, what the past thing is, so that you can rest easy after we talk. Hold on. Hold on, honey. Let me just see what it is, love. I think that he has, well, he has a family from the past, like prior marriage or something. Do you know about that, love? There's more obligation there than you are aware of. In other words, it might be very expensive for him to give money there, or there might be other things going on with that. So that's what it is. It's something to do with his past, and even the ex-wife or whatever. He may not have a full ex-wife there. It might be some kind of thing going on there. Maybe they never were fully married. I don't know. But there's something there that still is an obligation for him. And he needs to kind of clear that with you. And then I feel you'll be accepting of it, and that the two of you will move to more of a committed kind of relationship. But from this message I'm giving you, I would say that R.A. is a very conscientious individual, who's very thoughtful and doesn't assume that you're going to be able to accept him with his baggage, so to speak. But it's baggage that you will not find to be offensive and that you will be able to accept it. And I see a good future there for you, and I see a lot of love from him, and I also see a commitment coming. And it's going to happen within the next 4 to 5 weeks that the cat is out of the bag, or that you learn what you need to learn so you can move forward with that. Okay, my dear?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, honey. God bless. Bye-bye, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to go to Allie, who wants a life question, and then I will be going to see. Hey, Allie, what's going on? Hi, I'm fine. How are you doing, sweetheart? All right. Allie wants to know about a move to a new location. And you said with employment, in other words, when you get there, will you be able to find employment? Yes. All right, love. So hold on for a second. I'm going to connect to your vibration. Allie 303. You'll be able to find something, but I don't feel it's going to be great right away. I feel there'll be a little bit of an adjustment. So I see you taking something that's below what you want, but eventually finding, like within 6 months, getting something better that you would like a lot more and has a lot more money associated with it. I feel that eventually you will get a job in some kind of sales, corporate sales capacity, business to business sales and technology. But when you first arrive, you may have to do something in a service related business, something like restaurant or retail or something you're really not looking for. But eventually you will get good employment there, Allie. And I'm going to have to let you go because there's a lot of noise in the background. Unless you can get rid of the noise. All right, love. Did you hear what I said? I feel that you will eventually, within when you first get there, you're going to have to take up some kind of pay the bills job. Okay? But within six to 8 months of arrival, you will get a more professional job. And the professional job has something to do with selling and technology. It could have to do with advertising and marketing, but I do see you in a corporate office loving what you're doing eventually in a very exciting environment. So don't be afraid, because you will eventually get something that's great. Okay, but your question was employment?
Yeah.
Well, I have to, wait, listen to me. Listen to me, sweetheart. You said employment, so then my little psychic scanner goes out and looks for employment. If you want to know about your own business, that will come eventually, but you will have to go through a getting ready phase. And they're also saying there will be some letdowns along the way, but eventually you can work towards that. It is in your future if you want it, and it's not going to be that long. In other words, I'm going to extend this now. Pay the bills work to corporate job where there's sales and marketing involved. To, I see down the road, yes, you're in your own business, but it can't happen immediately. There needs to be a ramping up. No, don't worry about it. You're going to do very, very well, sweetheart. You're going to do excellently. You're welcome. There you go. Wonderful. Wonderful, sweetheart. Well, use it. Use it.
You.
All right, love. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to do a reading for Susie B. Hey, Susie, what can we do for thee?
How hello, Joel. I'd like to see if you see my successful man for long-term becoming in soon, or how far do you see that?
Hold on for 1 second. They just gave me a message for you.
Sure.
All right, it's different than this. Root, sacral, solar, heart, throat. Your third eye is blocked. There's something about your third eye that needs to be utilized. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, fifth is throat. Okay. It's your throat chakra. Your throat chakra is blocked. The throat chakra has to do with communicating your truth, and it has to do with the answer to your question. So you and I are going to do a little clearing on the throat chakra, and then we'll go to your question. And what we're going to do is something similar to what I did earlier. All right. Now, did you do the exercise earlier? Did you have a chance to do that? Oh, perfect. Okay. Do you have any oils near you? Any good oil? I know you have some oils, but do you have any around you right now? It's just the type of oil. I'm not doing it according to the throat right now. You can do these things a lot of different ways, but I want one that is calming and soothing and clearing and releasing. Which one would that be, honey? Calm is good. And also you could have something like lavender is a good one as well. If you have lavender. I don't know what you have. But I don't want anything stimulating. I want something more relaxing. Okay, so we're going to, all right, so we're going to both go into your throat chakra. And the throat chakra has to do with communicating your truth, not only to others, but to yourself. And also feeling confident to do that and entitled to do that. So there's something here, it's going to be revealed to you about communicating your truth. And I just want you, and I'm going to receive while you receive, okay? I'm going to pick up what I pick up, and then I want you to pick up what you pick up, and then we're going to come back in a second. Just ask Spirit to tell you what the block is about communicating your truth. Okay. Do you have any answers? Do you have any answers, honey? Do you have anything? In the area of communication. You have to speak your truth, what? Ah, interesting. And speak it, okay. That's very good. And what I'm going to add to that a little bit, is you're not listening to others. You're not listening. No, because because they're giving you signs probably and symbols right in the beginning, and you're not listening, you're not hearing them. So we're going to put both of those things together. So now we're going to do a little clearing on this. I want you to get the oil ready. Put a little bit in the palm of your hand, rub it together, and I want you to start breathing it in while you remember the first memory that comes to mind about sticking to your truth and hearing what others are saying. First thing that comes into mind. You don't need to tell me what it is. All you need to do is breathe into it and observe how you feel as you do that. We're looking for a shift in your feelings. Tell me when you get it. You have a shift. Okay, good. And now we're ready to complete the healing. And so what we're going to do is send in light blue light into that area, the throat area, clearing anything that doesn't belong there, replacing it with light blue light. And the affirmation will be, I am perfect communication. And we're going to add another affirmation in there. If you want to have an affirmation related to this, you said you're not stating your truth correctly. And I'm saying that you're not hearing what people are saying. So how about I am complete communication, or I am ideal communication towards my goal, towards my love goal. What the affirmation should be what you want. So I'm going to let you create the affirmation. Let me know what it is. What is the affirmation? I am what? Communication? That doesn't make you feel good, though. Try to come up with one that makes you feel great. That's what you really want. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to do with the block. Like I am attaining the love of my life, or I'm engaged to the love of my life. Something like that. Okay. All right. So now the way we are going to anchor this for you, and does that make you feel good when you say it, honey?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to now use a different oil. If you have something that's a little bit more stimulating, like a lemony kind of thing at hand, do you have anything like that?
Yeah.
All right. So before we use it, we're going to be saying it while we're standing in a power pose. Power pose is with your feet slightly wider than your hips. I'm suggesting a pose like this, but you pose where you're standing usually with your hips slightly wide, your feet slightly wider than your hips. And you can have your hands outstretched like you're welcoming somebody to come in and hug you. You can have your hands on your heart like it's something you feel really good about. You can have your hands on your hips like power pose of Wonder Woman. You can have your hands outstretched above your head like a mountain pose in yoga, or you can do whatever pose makes you feel really, really powerful as you say this, empowered as you say this. And what we're going to do is, when you're in the pose, go ahead and choose one now and get into it. You're going to put a little bit of oil, a couple of drops of oil into the palm of your hands, rub it together. Breathe it in, and then say your affirmation, which is, I am communicating clearly what my needs and boundaries are. Okay. And so it's recommended to do that for 2 minutes. Not right now, but later when you're working on this on your own, and twice a day. You can do it today, and you can do it tomorrow morning, tomorrow night with the oils, at least for 3 days, a couple of days, 2 to 3 days, so you feel like you really anchored it in. And if you want to add in something about attracting the right partner or something else around that, you can certainly add that in as well. But you're blocked right now at your throat chakra. And one of the messages, I need to add this in. One of the messages I got for you is you're not listening to others. It's a funny thing. And they said it 2, 3, 4 times. So you may be communicating your boundaries, but you're not listening to what they're doing or what they're saying. So you need to add that in, okay? Because it came from Spirit. They kept saying it to me over and over again. And I know that may seem odd that it's at the throat chakra. Oh, let me just see something here. I'm going to leave it at that for today. Now, you wanted to know if you're going to meet somebody soon that you like, and I'll give it a look. Yes, you will. With this new spiritual technology under your belt, asking for what you want, and all the other things that you've been working on, you will be able to attain love in your life the way you want it very, very soon. Just keep pampering yourself, nurturing yourself, loving yourself, and this will help with everything we've been speaking about, because one of the reasons you're not hearing others is because you don't want to hear them. The reason you don't want to hear them is because you're afraid that you're not going to find love. So you're taking whatever comes along and you're trying to make it something it's not. And so when you love yourself, you will set boundaries and you will only accept the person that's going to match what you need, match what you want. So it's not all about you just setting a boundary. It's also about you rejecting people who need to be rejected, okay? Listening, paying attention, and then saying, well, this isn't good enough for me. I'm not going to put up with this. I can have love. And the way you know you have love is by pampering and nurturing yourself on a daily basis. Literally, I'll give you an example that comes to mind. When you sit down and have a meal, taste each morsel of food and see if it pleases you. As soon as it doesn't, stop eating it and find what you really enjoy eating. And that, I know that's a funny subject to come in, but that's what they're telling me, because you'll start training yourself in the moment to live by the principle of self-pleasure, self-pleasing, because self-pleasing is the road to others pleasing you. I'm going to do that myself, by the way. I know it may sound a little kooky, but that's the message that's coming in for you. Okay. All right, love. Thank you so much, sweet. I'm going to put you back in the queue. Okay, I want to thank everybody for calling in today, and I look forward to doing this again with you on Monday. That will be September. And oh, I forgot to mention that Susie B. and I will not be around for 1 week, the third week, I think it is, in September. I'll be giving you more of those words in the future. But in any event, if you come Monday, we will be back here doing the show again. I look forward to working with everybody. Thank you so much. Namaste.